Yes. Hello, ACN. Man, I love ACN. Oh. Team love. Team love. How about ACN? ACN. 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 Man, I'm so excited to be here today. You know, be able to train on stage has always been a dream of mine, to be able to address the leadership of ACN. I don't know if you know how important you are to ACN, but every single person here today plays a critical role in the future of ACN. Because without you, there is no future. So we have a major responsibility. Are we going to build the most successful network marketing company in the history of the industry? Yes or no? And it's going to be because of the information that we get this weekend, that each of us all commit to putting into practice, that will allow us to go ahead and produce $1 billion in revenue, then 2, then 3, then 5. So all of us here just need to make a commitment to take ACN and bring it to the #1 spot where it truly belongs. Is that okay? Very good. Well, my topic is my favorite. I love this topic, guys. We're going to train how to launch an IBO. And it's basic, but it's important. And I truly believe that launching is what determines results. Are we in ACN for results, yes or no? See, I truly believe if somebody did everything that we told them to do, the way in which we told them to do it, they could be financially free. True or not true? See, but the playbook on how to win is all about the launch. It's all in the launch. And so I believe a launch should be 60 minutes. And within those 60 minutes, your goal is to produce a result with your new IBO. So I'm going to break this down. I'm going to go through the process. It's a lot of information. I encourage you to record it. You can try to take notes, but I talk too fast because I'm half Asian. But good luck keeping up. I love you anyway. So let's jump right into it. So here are the 4 fundamentals to mastering ACN. Presenting, launching, results, which really means closing business, whether a customer or an IBO, right? Results. And then the last fundamental is promoting events. I believe that if you master these fundamentals, you now have a license to print money. Are you with me so far? See, there are some things worth learning and some things that are not worth learning. Most people learn things that don't produce financial freedom. But if you learn these 4 fundamentals and become great at it and then teach others how to be great at it, understand you can go out there and make as much money as you want to make. So my topic is launching. And I truly believe launching is the very beginning of momentum. Now, everyone talks about momentum, but they can't give a specific black and white example. See, I'm a very black and white person when it comes to information. And so I believe momentum is defined as a lot of new and excited IBOs following the system and getting results. I encourage you to write that down. Because here's the reality. It's a complete process here. Because how many of us here have signed up an IBO, one, that was excited, but that did not lead to momentum? Has that happened before? Because it takes a lot of new and excited IBOs. Does that make sense? How many of us have signed up IBOs that were new but not excited? And because they weren't excited, they weren't willing to do what we wanted them to do. Has that ever happened before? Yes or no? So it takes both, new and excited. Then it takes someone willing to follow the system. Have we ever signed up people who did not want to have a PBR or did not want to get qualified or did not want to, follow the process? Has that ever happened to anybody in the room? Yes or no? So you can sign up a bunch of new and excited people, but if you're not willing to follow the system, you're not going to produce what? So here's a big breakdown that a lot of people experience in network marketing. They may spark a momentum, but then momentum dies a month or 2 later. So I'm very obsessed with this game called ACN. I couldn't play basketball, it's too short. Couldn't play football because I'm too small and too slow, right? But ACN is my sport, and I can still ball out of control all day. Does that make sense? So I've really studied this game called ACN. And so here's a breakdown people go through. They think they got a lot of new IBOs in. I signed up a bunch of new people. 5 new people signed up. But then here's what we got to get. New and excited IBOs does not equal a qualified team trainer. It does not equal a PBR. And if people aren't getting qualified or having a PBR, have we ever signed up people who did not get qualified or have a PBR? Has that ever happened? So if that doesn't happen, understand that we're not going to produce promotions to QTT, which then leads to ETT, that leads to ETL. And these promotions also impact paychecks. So if people aren't getting qualified or having PBRs, no one's getting promoted, no one's producing paychecks, and therefore you're never going to create what we call what? Momentum. So here is the solution to the problem. The solution is a lot of new and excited IBOs properly what? Because the launch is the system. Does that make sense? Because if we do it right, people are going to get what? Qualified. And have what? PBRs. And if they do the right things, what shows up? Promotions and paychecks. And that's going to eventually lead to what? How many of us want momentum in our business? I'm telling you, you can create it, but it's very difficult to maintain and advance it. But if you get this conversation, you'll be a master of momentum, M-O-M, mom. So here's the process. You guys ready? I'm a new IBO. Or we'll just say Bob is the new IBO. I call this the death bridge. Yeah. Mr. Provenzano talks about it all the time, the interest gap. How much time do we have from a person when they first see the information to then produce a result with that person? We have 24 to 48 hours. We call it the interest gap. Every day that goes by that the prospect or IBO does not see a result of some kind, they lose 25% interest. So day one, they lose 25%. Day two, they're at 50%. Day four, they're out. Does that make sense so far? So we got to get that the process is all about timing, speed. In this business, you're dealing with two things. Number one, time is an enemy. And number two, human behavior. Because people want to see results like when? Yesterday. So here's the process. Someone signs up, they see a presentation, PBR 101 VIP event. You have 24 to 48 hours to meet with them and launch them. If not, they fall into the ACM black hole. Not all people, but I play it as though all people will, so therefore I'm always doing the right things. Now, if we launch those people, we're going to put them through the process I'm going to talk about today. But from that launch, the purpose of a launch is to produce a result, whether it's a PBR, where we're going to get IBO signed up, or enrolling customers to qualify that IBO. So the purpose of the launch is to produce a result. If we don't produce results within 1 to 3 days, what can you expect to happen to that IBO? Black hole. Now, if we produce a result, if they produce a result, they'll be locked in. Very difficult for an IBO to quit that has the IBO underneath them. Does that make sense? And from there, what we're going to do is get them committed to an event. There are some people, you'll sign up and say, I can never go to events. Get ready. That person will never make it. Does that make sense? It's impossible to become a senior vice president without going to events. True or not true? And some of us want to bend our system to fit the IBO. Why will you let your IBO determine how to run your multi-million-dollar business? Makes no sense. We have a system. If they can't follow and plug in, sorry, they're not the ones. Black hole. Move on. I love you, but it's not for you. Does that make sense so far? We get people to an event. What happens at the event? If it's a good event, people will be more fired up after the event. They're going to see people that are having success. They're going to see testimonials of people who are hitting ETT. They're going to be inspired, social proof. They walk into a room with 400 or 500 people like in Miami, they can't deny the opportunity. They get locked in. They're inspired now to take massive action. Does that make sense? And from there, what happens, we take that brand new IBO, they go hit ETT, which is the most important piece of the puzzle. Because when people hit ETT, that's success. That's a paycheck. It validates the system and their belief is impacted. And now we can transition them into leadership development, which is going to be where the mindset grows, the skill set grows. They go to conventions, and now they begin to grow as a leader. Are you with me so far? The way I run with this, I took this from Mr. Jeff Weber, one of the greatest network marketers in my opinion. He says you must treat everybody like you're your next senior vice president, but work with them like they're quitting tomorrow. Does that make sense? And so if I believe that if people don't hit ETT within their first 30 days, they quit. Now, not all people do. Not all people do, but I play it that way. So again, I'm aggressively working the process the way it needs to be worked. Does that make sense so far? So let's jump right into the most important piece called what? The launch. Here we go. The launch process, 60 minutes. The number one priority of a launch is, who can tell me? My team can't answer. What's the number one priority of a launch? PBR, what else? Qualify, results. Yeah, what's the number one purpose of a football game for one team? To win. So our whole game is called, the number one priority is called that person gets qualified. Number one priority. What is the last step of a launch? What's the last step in a football game? The last step in the game is someone wins. So if the number one priority in the game is to win and the last step is to win, the number one priority in ACN is to get someone qualified. The last thing we do at a launch is to get somebody what? Qualified. You don't go to a restaurant to give you the bill first and then ask you what you want to order. They first give you all the food, build up value, then ask you to pay. Does that make sense? So I want to explain the biggest challenge in this business that people have is right here. How do you get new IBOs to do what you want? Have you ever had somebody who resisted getting qualified or resisted making phone calls or resisted to do anything? Has it ever happened before? Yeah, I'm going to give you the overcomer, the quick fix. I call it dangling the carrot. What is that? Show them what they get if they do it. Show them what they lose if they don't do it. Now, this means nothing yet. I'm going to put it all together towards the middle. But I want you to just get the basic distinctions. Are we good? Okay. Now, here's how I look at people when I launch them. People are like a sitting pan of water. Yeah, a sitting pan of water. Can you cook with cold water? What must the water be in order to cook? Hot. You got to get the water, say it with me, turned up. Turned up. They corrected it, turned up, you know what I'm saying? But turned up, right? Yeah. That's how we say it in the South, right? And so what does that mean? A person's boiling point. A person's boiling point is someone's action state. That's when they're most excited. That's when they're most on fire. That's when they're ready to do something. Does that make sense? You can't cook with cold water. Got to get the water hot first before you cook with it. You got to get your person, your new IBO, turned up before you expect them to make a phone call, before you expect them to get qualified, before you expect them to commit to anything. You got to get them turned up. Now I'm going to walk you through a launch. Now this is not the only launch. See, these are the different documents all the teams have. This is the playbook right here, the play-by-play, how to win an ACN. And I'm going to bring out a partner of mine who's been in the game for about 5 months. He's going to be the I don't know what to call it, the guy I'm going to launch, I guess. So come out here, Mike, really quick. Let's give it up to Mike, new team coordinator. You good? A little nervous, you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So anyways, so I'm going to launch Mike. I'm going to launch and teach at the same time. Is that okay? Say hi, Mike.
Hi.
Say hi back. Be nice. You guys are like, okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to launch Mike. Mike just spent $4.99 to join the business. And just so you know, people don't have the $4.99. We still launched him. We call it a dry launch. Same process, okay? And so here's what's going to happen. My number one priority in this launch is to get Mike. But the last thing I'm going to have him do is do what? Okay, so let's go through the launch. Are you guys ready? 60 minutes is all it takes. I'm going to teach you how to do it in like 10 because I only have 10 minutes left, right? So the first step to the launch, if we can get the slides up, okay, is the resources. Now this is my launch document. Every team has their launch document, so you will follow your team's structure. Again, there is no one way. It's all about what your team suggests and the leaders you follow, okay? But here's how we do it. So this is going to take 30 seconds. Okay, Mike, here's your back office. Here's your website, acning.com. You can log in here. You can see your entire group. Okay, you have your storefront, which you can send customers to. Our team site, and here are the name of your uplines. That's it, done, 30 seconds. I don't log in, I don't show them videos, I don't show them the comp plan, I don't show them the cabin commit, I don't show them any of that. Can you do that later on at home, yes or no? Yeah. When it's game time, are we sitting there like talking about the plays, or are we playing a game? Yeah, sometimes we get too caught up in the details at the launch. We want to just let him know where it's at, he can access it later on. We want to get to the most important piece. Now, step one, after we go through resources, we're now going to identify their why. Sometimes we have a tendency to overdo it and have like a life conversation. So what is your reason for why you want to do ACN? Oh, okay, what is your biggest passion? Okay, great. You want to save the whales? That's awesome. And then you get all emotional. And then they start opening up, my wife left me, and yeah. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do it. We want to keep it very simple. Is that okay? Yeah. So here's how we do it. Mike.
Yes.
We're going to create a specific why, right? Why do you want residual income in your life?
I just want to be rich.
Okay, that's what the answer a new person will give you. As a leader, you got to make it specific. Yeah, rich is great, but what does rich mean to you?
Man, I'll be really honest. I just want to help my baby mama, man.
Got it. Yeah, okay, so what does that mean? Do you want to give her money? What does that mean?
Cash.
Okay, how much do you need to give her so you can experience what it's like to be free? So let's set a goal. What do you want to give her per month, your baby's mama?
$3,000.
Perfect, great. What else do you want to do?
I want to buy a new car.
A new car, what kind?
BMW.
Okay, cool. Give me a big goal. A goal that really moves you. What are you really passionate about?
I want to give it back. I want to give it back to my church.
Your church?
Yeah.
How much do you want to give back to your church? So whatever they give you, your goal is to make it, because if it's specific, it's real. It's something you can leverage them with. Does that make sense? Yeah. But now let me explain to you something about the big why. See, he gave me a really like small why, but most people have like a why where I want to open up a nonprofit organization and end the hunger in Zimbabwe. Yeah, that's too big. That's too big. That's too big right now. I mean, you write it on paper, but that's not going to get somebody turned up today. Right? Does that make sense? So we got to get people turned up right now. So here's how we're going to do it. Mike, I got to create an urgent why. In the next 90 days, how much do you want to make? $1,000 to $10,000. Give me a number. I'm going to show you how to get it.
$9,500.
$9,500. Okay, what would you do with that $9,500?
I would pay my bills.
Your bills?
Pay some debt.
Some debt off. How much debt you got?
$7,000.
$7,000. Okay. What else would you do?
Get my car.
So, get your car. What kind of car?
BMW.
Okay. Bam. now I got him. My pressure point. He wants to pay off $7,000 in debt and get a new car. What kind of car you said?
BMW.
A BMW, what color?
Black.
Black. Now we're gonna go in. Now he's done. So we got it written down. I say, okay, Mike, I'm gonna work with you in the next 90 days. If you do exactly what I tell you to do, we're gonna go ahead and make this happen. Is that good?
Yes.
Good. And so now I'm gonna go ahead, and this is the most important piece of it. Here's how you get people turned up. Show them how the money is made. So Mike, the first and most important step to making money is we gotta get you 3 services. How many services?
3.
I draw this out, it's all a part of the launch document. The second step to making money is helping 2 people on your team get their 3 services. So how many people do you need on your team?
2.
How many services they need?
3.
That's right, that way you know they got it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
The third step, and by the way, once you do that, you're an ETT, and you can earn bonuses that go up to $3,000 a month. I'll come back to that.
Okay.
Now, the third step is there's a 20-point promo bonus that if you hit it, the company will pay you $400, $500, whatever it is for the month, you let them know. And this is where I explain the point system, but pay attention. So here's how the points work. See, ACN has different points that are worth from 1 to 4 points. As an example, Mike, if you signed yourself up for Flash Wireless, that'd be worth 4 points. If you signed yourself up for digital phone service, that's worth how many points? What does it say there?
4 points.
4 points. If you signed up, let's say, for DirecTV, how many points do you get for that?
2 points.
What about home security?
2 points.
That's right. If you decided to get what we call your business assistant, how much is that worth?
2 points.
That's right. So, and if we do energy, since you have relatives in New York, how many points do you get for energy?
1 point.
Right. So I'm only going to talk about, pay attention, ninja trick number 1, the services I'm going to have him enroll on. I'm not going to talk about anything other than what I'm going to get him on. Does that make sense so far? So I'm subliminally, that's probably not a nice word, but I'm basically planting a seed on what I'm going to have him do in a second. Does that make sense? Now, once you're an ETT, let me show you how to make money at ETT.
Okay.
Here's what you must do. We create an ETT factory. The only way you make money is by helping other people go ETT. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to help Jen go ETT.
Okay.
She already has 3 services. What's her second step?
Introduce 2 partners. With
2
3
partners,
services.
3 services. What about James?
Introduce 2 partners with 3 services.
Very good. And now we're going to open up your third team, Aaron. Okay. What is he going to do?
Get 3 services.
And?
Introduce 2 partners with 3 services.
Because they're all going what position?
ETT.
Let me explain how ACN pays you. ACN pays you for all the new people that got started and got how many services?
3 services.
3. So in this equation, you had 7 people get qualified. So if it's 7, how much do you make?
$1,000.
1,000. But what if only 5 got their 3 services?
I make 500.
500. So you lost 500 because 2 of them didn't get what?
The 3 services.
But what if everyone got 3 services? Pay attention. What if everyone got 3 services, but then you didn't get 3 services? How much do you make?
Wow, nothing.
Yeah, right here, check it out. Bam, 0. Dangle the carrot. So Mike, what's our goal in 90 days?
9,500.
9,500. We want to get you a car.
Yes.
Okay, but you can't make any money unless you do what first?
3 services.
Does he want to get 3 services?
Yeah.
Is he getting turned up?
Yeah.
Not yet, not yet, not yet. Step 2, identify his 3 services. So I just have him repeat his 90-day goal. What kind of car does he want? Black BMW, and he wants to pay off how much in debt? I'm going to use that as leverage. Mike, do you want to do this fast or slow?
Fast.
Oh, pay attention, guys. Okay. Mike, you can dig a hole with a spoon or a shovel. What would you prefer?
Shovel.
A shovel. Why?
It's faster.
Faster, less work, smarter, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, we call that tools. So I'm going to recommend tools for you that will allow you to dig that hole quicker. In this case, help you make 9,500 really, really quick. Is that good?
Yes.
The first tool we recommend you go ahead and do is jump on our #1 product, the digital phone service. The reason why you want this is not so you leave it at your home, but so you can carry, demo, and display everywhere you go. Because the way you're going to get customers is by allowing them to use it, try it, and experience it. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay, are you with me so far?
Yes.
It's worth between 2 and 4 points. I highly recommend it. Second service you want to jump on is our Flash Wireless service. You want to get paid for your cell phone, but again, you're going to be showing other people. If you drove a BMW, what kind of car should you be driving?
A BMW.
A BMW. So you want the Flash Wireless because it's going to allow you, obviously, to get paid every month, but more importantly, 4 points. We need how many services for you to make money right away?
3 services.
3. We already got 2. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now we got to get a third outside customer. Okay, we'll definitely get them on the YBA as well. The way I told them about the YBA, we're going to help you as an ETT. The way you make money as an ETT is by creating a what?
A team.
ETT?
Factory.
Factory. But you can't see your team unless you have your YBA, your business tracker.
Oh.
So we recommend that too. It's another 2 points. Are you with me so far?
I'm with you.
But now we need to get a third outside customer. This is where everybody is struggling right now. So I'm helping you get this, overcome this big obstacle, okay? Here's how we're going to do it as far as your third outside customer. Who loves you the most?
My mom.
Your mom. If he's like my best friend, I probably won't really go into it too much because his best friend's probably young and doesn't pay bills. Does that make sense? But if it's his mother, it makes sense. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pre-qualify his mom. Well, what services does his mom have?
She has a house phone, TV.
She has a house phone, TV, home automation. She has energy. Okay, great. So we're not gonna call her yet. We're just gonna list it, identify it. Okay, great. And then who else loves you next?
My aunt.
Well, we'll say grandma, right?
Grandma.
Yeah, grandma wants you. ACN said grandma. Okay, grandma. And she has a cell phone, doesn't she?
Yes.
She got that Metro prepaid stuff?
Old school.
Oh, yeah. We don't want that. We're gonna hook her up with flash wireless.
Yes.
You already know. And she has TV at home?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So look, potentially between you and mom and grandma, you already have 25 potential points.
Wow.
How much do you need to make your first 400 back for this month?
20 points.
20 points in ETT.
Yes.
You're already there. Does that make sense?
Wow.
So we're gonna get that done. You wanna make money now, right?
Right.
Okay, we're gonna come back to that in a second though.
We can do it now?
Don't do it yet. We're gonna keep turning them up. Does that make sense? So now, 30-day action plan. Okay, Mike, let's get to this part and then we'll come back to the services, okay?
Okay.
Here's all I need you to do. You're gonna just invite 40 people to meet with me.
Okay.
That's all you gotta do. Because if you invite 40, 20 are gonna show up. Okay, out of the 20 who show up, worst case, 4 will join your team.
Wow.
And the other 16 will become potential customers. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So we gotta make a quick list of 40. Do not prejudge people. Go after the sharpest people you know, call them A players, right?
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead. And what we're gonna do is right there have them make a list. I say for the sake of time, Mike, just do 20.
Okay.
Just do 20. Go ahead. And then, if he doesn't take out his phone, be like, you know what, let me help you. Let me help you out there. We'll play a game. It's called Who's That? Who's That? And you make that list. But then the most important piece, this is what Mrs. Dow just talked about, is teaching the script. The way you teach a script is you do it first and explain why it is, and then you go ahead and have them do it in front of you. So I'm going to teach him the script in front of you guys how we teach all our IBOs. Is that okay? And every script is different. So we break down the script in 5 steps. How do you eat a pizza? 1 box at a time or 1 bite at a time? So here's how we do it. See, we have, 5 points to the script. I'm first going to teach him 1 and 2. So Mike, here's how the first part begins. I only have a minute. The reason why we say that is so it creates urgency so they don't ask you a million questions. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
The second step to it, number 2, is what are you doing tomorrow at 5? We want to clear the time first. Now, if they're busy, no matter what they say, you say, can you cancel? Now, you don't say, can you cancel to be rude. You say it because it raises the importance for why you're calling them. If they can't make it or cancel, you're going to give them a fallback meeting, so we have 2 already lined up.
Okay.
If they can't make the second meeting, we hang up the phone and tell them we'll call them back in a few days. There's no point in inviting them if they can't make it. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So this is how it's going to sound. Mike, I only have a minute. What are you doing tomorrow at 5 o'clock? Going to the gym.
I'm going to the gym.
Good. Can you cancel?
That's the gym.
Okay, so now I want you to role play with me really quick. Go for it. Ring a ring. Hello?
Do you have a minute?
No, it's not do you have a minute.
Oh.
What does it say, Mike? Read it again.
I only have a minute.
Yeah, your time is important. Does that make sense? Raise
makes
your
sense.
value.
That makes
Okay, so
sense.
call me. Go ahead. Ring, ring, ring. Hello?
I only have a minute.
What's up, bro?
What are you doing tomorrow at 6 o'clock?
The usual push-ups.
Can you cancel?
I don't think I can, bro. It's very important. I can't cancel. Impossible.
No, it's really important. Can you cancel?
I can't cancel.
How about Wednesday at 5?
Wednesday at 5, I'm going to Orlando. I'm going to see Mickey Mouse. Can't.
Okay, I'll call you back.
Very good. Very good. But now you want to keep him hanging by saying, I got something important to tell you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Very good, Mike. High five. Boop, boop, boop. Acknowledge. Does that make sense? And then, hold on. Now we're going to teach 3 and 4. Mike, 3 and 4. Are you interested in making extra money?
Yeah.
So if they say they're available, you go to number 3. Are you interested in making money? Number 4, we got to meet for 20 minutes. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, then he's going to do it again. And then I'm going to have him run 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
And then I'm going to teach him number 5. So after we finish the first 4 points, if they ask questions and you read number 5, it deals with technology, making money. That's why we have to meet so you can see it for yourself. Trust me, just come.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Why don't you try that on me? So what's it all about?
It deals with technology and making money. That's why we have to get together so you can see it for yourself. Trust me, just come.
Well, what's the name of the company?
Trust me, just
What
come.
would I be doing?
Trust me, just come.
Very good. So when he has that, then we're going to do 1 through 5. So here's what I'm doing. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to what's happening. I am making sure he has every part of the script correctly. Why? Because if he masters it now, are people going to show up to his PBR? Are we going to get results at the PBR?
Yes.
But the most important piece is now does he know how to teach the script? Does he know how to teach the script? See, the problem with most of us is we know the info, but we don't know how to teach it to other IBOs. So we lose it in translation. Does that make sense so far? So here's how we're going to get him to have a PBR. I call it slip it in. See, here's what some of you do. Mike, I need you to pack out a PBR with 50 people. Otherwise, I'm not showing up. You're going to fail. Pressure. He's afraid. I don't know if I can do this. This is very difficult. Yeah, out. People don't want to have a home meeting. People don't want to do it. It's uncomfortable. So I'm going to get them to want to have a home meeting. Here's how we're going to do it. We'll slip it in. Hey, Mike.
Yes.
All right, cool. So what are you doing exactly tomorrow night at 6:30?
Nothing.
Nothing. Great. And then how about Monday at 8:30?
I'll be coming back from work.
You'll be available?
Yeah.
Awesome. So here's what we're going to do. I need you to make some calls right now. I need to hear you do it 3 times. I know you don't want to do it, but you got to do it, okay? And we're going to buy them for tomorrow, 6:30, or Monday, 8:30, okay? Go ahead.
Right now?
Yeah, right now. Sorry, yeah, I know. Just go ahead. Call anybody. Let's practice. Go ahead.
I called my girlfriend.
Go ahead, call. Ring, ring, ring.
Hey, babe, I only have a minute. What are you doing tomorrow at 6 o'clock?
I get my hair did.
Are you interested in making extra money?
What's it about?
We have to get together for 20 minutes.
Okay, but what I be doing?
Well, it deals with technology and making money. That's why we have to get together so you can see it for yourself. Trust me, just come.
Okay. I love you, babe.
Don't cancel on me.
So, guess what? Is he committed to a time now?
Yes.
He has somebody coming tomorrow. And I'm going to have him do 3 yeses, because out of 3 for sure one will show up. Does that make sense? Yes. So I already have him committed to a PBR, 2 PBRs. And what's going to happen now, are you guys getting the conversation so far, yes or no? So I just slipped it in there. I didn't have to, scare the, what out of him. I just made it real simple, made sure he was available so he couldn't back out of it, and then have him make phone calls without even realizing he just got backed into having a PBR. Love you. So now we're not done. So what's happening now? Are you guys ready? The number 1 priority of a launch is to? The last step in the launch is now to? Qualify. So the final step, slide. Okay, so here's what just took place. Did we identify Mike's 90-day goal?
Yes.
Which is BMW Black. $7,000 in debt. I'm dangling that carrot in front of him. Did I show him how to hit ETT? Did I show him how to make the quick start bonus?
Yes.
Did I show him how to make a TCAP of $1,000? Did I show him what happens if he doesn't have 3 services? Is he fear of loss now that he must get 3 services? Yes or no? Did I identify his 3 services? Now here's the big one. Does he have people already committed to showing up to a whole meeting? So he has his business in motion. He's not qualified. So here's the big difference. He's not spending money to get qualified. He's now investing money to get paid off his business. Now, do you think he wants to get 3 services? Yes or no? Because if he doesn't, he's going to miss out on all the business we're going to close tomorrow. Is he turned up? So here's the conversation. Mike.
Yes.
Get ready. We're about to make a lot of money. I'm going to help you get that car, man. We have to get 3 services in today. I don't want you to miss out on all the money that will be made. You have people coming tomorrow. They will get started. We have to get it done when? Today. So I spend the first 30 minutes all the way up until that point of making phone calls, showing him ETT, talking about the why. Then I use the last 30 minutes to do what now? Enroll his services. I'm going to first put in his 2 services because we need 2 and then 1 outside the house. And then from there, we're going to teach the favor script. See, it's okay. See, he'll be willing to use a favor script because now he sees the value in getting it done. See, if you go in on the launch with the favor script, you might scare that person from out of the business. Like, I have to read a script, a favor? I'm not into that. But if he doesn't do it, he knows he's going to lose money, he'll be willing to do it because he's turned up. Does that make sense so far? So I'll teach him the script. Here's the script, Mike. We're going to call Mom right now. All I want to do is call her up, read the script, and get me on the phone.
Okay.
And so what's going to happen is he's going to get me on the phone with Mom after he reads the script. And what am I going to do? Hey, hi, Mom. I'm here working with your son, Mike. Your son's working really, 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 really hard. I don't know if there's anything you can do to help him out, but he's really in need of a favor right now. Is there any way you can help him out? Well, I don't know. Well, let me just ask you a few questions to see what we can do. And I go through the survey, find out what she's paying, identify the easiest service to enroll. Whether it's a house phone, a flash wireless, an energy service, or DirecTV, the easiest outside customer that we can close immediately. And if I can't close her on the phone immediately, at least it's already scheduled to happen within 24 hours. Does that make sense so far? So is he going to get qualified within a 24 to 48-hour window, yes or no? Absolutely. And if you get all your IBOs qualified within that time frame, you're not going to be chasing last month's production this month. What if every IBO that you signed up got launched and qualified in a PBR within their first 48 to 72 hours of enrollment? What if that was the culture you created in your business? Could we agree people would start hitting ETT quicker? Can we agree people will start making TCAPs quicker and bigger, yes or no? And if everyone adopted that culture, the momentum process would take care of itself, and understand that that would multiply your production like you wouldn't even believe. Just 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I maybe had 1 row of people here at a convention with me because the time frame from start to ETT was taking forever. But once we condensed these time frames, simplified the process, made it black and white, and got committed to it, look at what happened. Thank you, Mike. Let's give it up to Mr. Mike as I wrap up. Thank you, Mike. So the moral of the story is, number one priority of a launch is to get people qualified. The last step in the launch is to get them qualified, because your goal is to get them turned up before you ask them to go ahead and do things that are uncomfortable, because they'll be so on fire, they'll have things in motion, they're not going to want to put the brakes on because they have too much in motion. Does that make sense so far? And then of course the last and final step of the launch is to let them know the events that are happening. Obviously you got to plug in, and you're going to plant the seed that from the PBR, they're going to bring all their second look guests to the next event. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to close out with, a mindset conversation for the next 10 seconds. Here's what I can tell you about ACN. It is the greatest opportunity on the planet. I want to let you know, I've been doing this for 9 years, and I'm so humbled and blessed to be a part of this. I'm so thankful to God that I found this company, because it's done things for me in my life, in my family's life, that I never even thought possible. We all have dreams. We all have dreams, but through ACN, your dreams can become a reality. Eventually, your reality will be better than your dreams. But what it's going to take of you is to understand that we got to step up the intensity of how we're going about our business. We call it the beast mode mindset. It's not okay to just get by. It's not okay just to do it sometimes. We got to understand the window of opportunity that we're in, and that moment is called right now. That moment is called 2013. That moment is called the calm before the storm. See, if you take ownership of your business this weekend, learn all the things you need to learn, the fundamentals of ACN, make a commitment to go harder than ever before, to do more than you ever have. Plant your flag that this is it. There's nothing else. You're not looking left. You're not looking right. It's ACN and ACN only. You're planting your flag because it's not done till you get to SVP. And even when you get there, the game begins to change even more. But when you begin to commit yourself and you really understand this game called ACN, we can't procrastinate any longer. We can't put it off any longer. The moment is right now. Don't let your excuses get in the way. Don't let your broke friends get in the way. Don't let your negative spouse get in the way. Don't let you get in the way. This is the greatest moment in ACN's history, and because of this moment in time, some of you today, over the next 5 to 10, 15 years, are going to create financial history for your family tree. People will be writing books about what we did here with ACN. You have a chance to be a part of history. Let's get to work. Let's make this happen. Take care. God bless. I love you guys.